to reflect, and it's a good day to draw your relationship map and take it to the next level.
Okay, Yinka, this time last week, we thought we were going to be having elections today.
Yes.
So there were no big plans for Valentine's.
Yes.
But by the end of Saturday, everyone's mind had to just make a U-turn, start thinking about Valentine's.
Forcibly readjusted.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Now, so what kind of requests did you get from people who wanted to say thank you, I'm sorry, I love you?
Okay, before last week, we actually had it in mind to deliver all our gifts a day before. That was on the 13th. You know, knowing fully well that there was not going to be movement and all that.
Yeah.
So we already had a good amount of people who are signed up to say, okay, let's do something 13th. We're doing Valentine, and then we have several packages from our gift delivery on the horse, which is our trademark.
Indeed.
To our heart attack.
That is still happening.
Oh yes, there's one this afternoon at Lekki Phase 1 by 1 p.m. So you're going to see myself and my team turning Lekki upside down just to say I love you to one special woman. Then we've also got the Heart Attack Music House, the Serenade, violin, guitar. We have all of that. We have the surprise office decoration. You go home, come back the next day, and then you see your office. You know, you have your balloons, balloon fiesta. You have all your gifts on your table. We have several things, but beyond the gifts, like I usually would say, is usually good to tie the gift to your spouse's love language. Some people are not the gift kind of people. Some people, is the physical touch, is the attention, is the word of appreciation, is your service and all of those things. So we also, we do something I call detailing. We try to profile and all of that. So between last week and today, nothing much. It was just the change of date and the fact that we can move freely and we can love freely.
And Pastor, how would you advise one to typically celebrate Valentine? Okay, your spouse is not here this Valentine's Day. So how are you going to celebrate Valentine?
Well, the first thing I did this morning, I posted on my Facebook page a picture where my wife and I kissed. So I'm not afraid or ashamed to display love publicly.
Well, that's odd in Nigeria, isn't it? We don't display it publicly in Nigeria.
I know so, but then but love transcends being Nigerian. I mean, love is, like we said,
universal.
Is universal.
Yeah,
yes, and it's a divine thing given each of us.
And why should you be ashamed to express it?
Resident on our inside. So it is part of what makes us who we are as individuals, as persons. So we should be able to express love. Ordinarily, perhaps on a day like this, I'm sure we will have had a lovely dinner at a choice restaurant that we've never been to before. Probably will have surprised her with a bouquet very early in the morning. Someone would have knocked on the door to say, "Oh, I'm looking for Mrs. Akinbami," and then I resonated with the things that Yinka said. My wife knows me to write poems. I probably will have written something also and put it somewhere,
romantic
somewhere in the house where she can walk into it, and maybe one or two cards around the house where she will accidentally stumble on them, and then yes, I probably have done a thing like that. And I try to, as much as possible, not repeat the same thing 1 year to another. So it's like I've been married 29 years now. Last week Saturday actually was our exact 29 years anniversary.
And you're still loving your wife?
Wow.
I'm still loving her, yes.
Yes. Is one ever too old to love?
You're never too old to love. I was reading...
Too old to love and too old to express your love.
Do you outgrow love? Maybe that's...
You can never... Well, it depends on how the love came about in the first place. I was reading a professor of psychology's treatise on love. He had done some work on love, and he found out that love has 3 building blocks. a gentleman called Professor Sternberg. And love has passion as a building block. Love has intimacy as a building block. Love has commitment as a building block. And it's all three.
Passion,
intimacy, and commitment.
Commitment.
All three must be present in equal measure for a love relationship to last. It's just that he then puts a proviso that all of them must be present. He then describes different levels where maybe one is absent, what then happens to that love relationship when any of the items, or when all of them are absent. When all of them are absent, it calls it
not
no
love.
love.
Then it's not love.
It's all gone. So to try and answer what you said from his treatise, which I like, by the way, all three must be kept in a loving relationship between a man and his wife. Passion, intimacy, and commitment. Yes, all three. But what Professor Sternberg did not add, however, I add, all of that must be present in God. Sometimes when passion seems to wane and intimacy drying off, the presence of God in between man and his wife actually helps in the sustenance of, you believe me, the passion, the intimacy, and the commitment. So he did not put that, but I'm adding that from my years of, first of all, relating with my wife. I found out that working with God together, because she also serves alongside me as a pastor in the church, and both of us serving God together in the area of marriage has actually helped our passion,
Your marriage,
our intimacy, and our commitment. Because beneath all of that is the root of the fear of God. And you honor God, giving you the kind of spouse He's given you.
Yeah.
So the more you love her, the more, or love him, the more you honor the God who gave her or him to you in the first place, depending on who it is we're talking about.
Okay,
Yes.
Yinka, let me take you back a bit. Valentine has taken on a life of its own in Nigeria, and it's a relatively modern thing. It's a new thing in Nigeria. How did this all happen? How did we evolve to the state now where Valentine is a big celebration in Nigeria?
Okay, I think that if you observe very well, Nigerians, we try to learn from the international world. I don't want to use the word copy. We try to learn.
Okay.
We try to observe, and then we try to see if we can initiate and practice any of whatever they are doing.
Yeah.
So I think that the fact that, people are celebrating love, and then not forgetting social media. Years ago, we didn't have the influx of the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, everything. But now you can afford to take a picture and tweet it immediately, and then people are saying, oh, nice pictures, all of that. So all of these things have contributed to
People all over the world.
Yes, all over the world, that you can show love, you can propose online now, you can break up online, really. You can you can have something called online
please,
dating.
thank you.
Online dating, online marriages. Great things are happening. So I think we're just observing, and then we're also accepting and trying to initiate what we can do. And it's making all of us excited.
Have you considered some of the abuses that have trailed Valentine's Day and the celebration? Yes, it's a time to give love, it's a time to share, but what about the abuses?
Help me with that. Well, how do you mean?
Now, a lot of people, it's Valentine's a day to especially share love, to appreciate those around you and all of that. But what about the areas of where this love giving or love sharing has been abused? Let me begin with you, Pastor. I'll come back to it.
Okay, abused in the sense of is it a date rape or